You are playing Human Torch wrong in Marvel Rivals. What's up, guys? So, the thing about Human Torch is I'm not like a super crazy master with him quite yet, but I understand how to play him now. He is the type of character to actually play aggressive. So, how I first started playing him was I was very passive. I was very like trying to be out of people's range and staying up in the sky and trying to, you know, kind of use the flame, those little flame shots to create walls to control the battlefield. And although you can play like that, right, I realized what made me do a lot better with the Human Torch was getting up in people's faces. See, his primary, especially, like a lot of times I see people trying to snipe with it, right, from a high distance, far distance, and even I do that still sometimes. But in reality, when you're up close and personal, the more damage you do with the primary. So you're actually supposed to run in people's faces, do massive amounts of damage, and then fly out of there, you know? Use your, excuse me, use your like speedy fly thing to get up out of there, right? You can see in this gameplay, like, I'm very aggressive in this gameplay. And sometimes I have moments in this gameplay where I'll be like out of the way or trying to hide or something because I just, trying to survive or whatever, or trying to catch somebody off guard. But like you're supposed to really get in people's faces and keep the pressure on with that fire. Like if you keep the pressure on with the fire, you see how that Punisher was trying to target me with the turret. If you keep the pressure on with the fire, it becomes a nuisance and it becomes very hard to have a good strategy with flames attacking you as the enemy team is attacking you, right? So you got to understand that as the Human Torch. He's also getting big buffs in season 2, right? So I'll talk about that in another video more, but these buffs are going to help him be able to play more aggressive. So it's very exciting to see like what's going on with the meta these days and how like things are going to switch up for some characters, right? So basically, what I would do if I was you playing the Human Torch, right, is I would learn how to get very up close and personal, how to aim well with his primary instead of thinking about it as like a sniper or a pistol. Think about it as a shotgun. The spread on it is very wide. If you get up close and personal, you can almost guarantee a shot. Now the animations when you're shooting your primary is a little off, which will be fixed in season 2, which is going to help a lot. So it might be a little awkward, but if you really get up close and personal, you most likely will be able to hit them. And remember, up close and personal means massive amounts of damage. You see those little flames that are going around the Human Torch right now? If anybody is in that area, you will be able to do massive amounts of damage. You get what I'm saying? Like you can low key one or two shot weaker squishies, squishy enemies. Now tanks, honestly, even with tanks, you'll take a lot of damage. Like it's actually really crazy how much damage Human Torch does. If you really like play Human Torch, like when you're up close and personal and you shoot somebody with your freaking primary, so much health goes down. He does a massive amount of damage. So you want to take advantage of that. His special, right? You want to take advantage of that too. Like most people will do the special, just throw a couple tornadoes down and hope for the best, right? But if you do his special up close and personal with people, extra damage will like this. Extra damage will they'll receive extra damage when you're turning into the supernova. Then you put the pressure on with the tornadoes. But if you do it up close and personal, and after you explode in the supernova, you throw down some tornadoes and then you shoot your primary. Oh my gosh, the amount of damage. And I'm just talking about like raw damage, like it's like when I started really discovering like, dude, you got to play Human Torch extremely aggressive. That's when I start realizing. You see, like I'm not running away from the look how I just knocked him out the sky, bro. I'm not running away from Iron Man, bro. Look, and then I'm not even running away or trying to hide. Like I'm putting the pressure on him still, like homie, you know. Now my team, they were a little bit distracted, but you see like that dash, that dive into the ground, that's supposed to truly like get you up close and personal in a quick way. And People use it to get out of danger. I'm not saying it's not good for that, right? I just don't think that's its primary use. And I don't think you should only use it to get out of danger. I think that's cool, but I think mostly you should be using it to get in the fight, right? To do extra damage. And it's proven to me that that's how it should be played because in season two, they're going to add a little bit of shield on the dive so that you can
Oh,
have a little bit of extra health to finish off your enemy. Or, I mean, if you need to escape, you can even have a little health to escape, right? But I do think that
oh.
like he's meant to play aggressively, right? I was scared when I was
Yeah,
first playing him
maybe I'll join you
because of
in
the
like
250 health,
maybe mention
right?
him.
That 250 health, it's
Like
scary, bro, because you know that a Spider-Man could take you out. You know that certain characters can just take you out so quick, like 250. Look how this freaking cloak and dagger took me out. Like that's so annoying, you know. He has such low health, but they made him like that on purpose because of how much raw damage and distraction he can do and just continuous like chip damage he could do. Like not only will his flames hurt but the walls can hurt, and then he can like he does such good damage with his primary, and then on top of that his ultimate does like massive amounts of damage too, and it just makes it really hard to kill you, especially when you're around your team. You want to play aggressive, but you don't want to try to solo fight all the time. Sometimes you'll have to or whatever. Everything is relative, right? And everything depends on the situation. You will have to change play style depending on who you're up against and what's going on in your game. But just letting you guys know that the best way to play him and the way that is the intended way to play him, I do
Oh,
believe
okay,
is
okay, got
more
it.
aggressive. If you don't agree with me, I understand. Everybody has their different opinions, but I find success with him and playing very aggressive, and I think most people will find success with him if they learn how to play aggressive. Hit your shots. Make sure you're getting up close and personal. Like, don't be afraid, right? Don't be afraid. I thought they were gonna come out, so I kept shooting, but it was nothing. Um, but it's like you have to like push. You see, boom, boom. I'm like, nah. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on them. Now I got this. Yeah, but yeah, basically the way Human Torch is also played, something that I do think people underutilize, is his fast flying ability. That thing gets you in and out of danger so freaking quick, and it helps you a lot. Like using that and going up and down over and over, and changing your aerial position really makes it harder to kill you. From a lot of look at that. You see how I just played aggressive, got in his face, but I'm not gonna stay in his face for too long. I killed the other one, but I'm not gonna stay in Magneto's face for too long because they have enemies right there. My friends aren't really right there. I think that Spider-Man got me with a special. But yeah, basically, I died a lot in this game, but I'm learning how to play him a lot better. I'm realizing like, man, Human Torch, he's like an underrated character. Like I think a lot of people think he sucks, but like he's really good. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'll just pick this character and he's
Yeah.
pathetic, right? And I've killed a lot of Human Torches as like playing as Spider-Man or things like that. I just think a lot of people don't know how to play him yet. Like he's really good. Like at first when I played him, I still did do good, but I didn't even play aggressive. Now that I like realize, oh, like I could play
Oh,
really
dude.
aggressive with him.
What?
I'm realizing like how fun he actually is, um, and how unpredictable he could be if you really like use his abilities wisely. His I think it takes like a lot of like skill and a lot of thinking to actually play like extremely well with the Human Torch. And I will
True, true.
say that if you literally are playing Human Torch, um, and you enjoy him, I do think in
I'll
season
pick
two you're
Spider-Man.
really going to enjoy him a lot better. I think the big buffs that are coming are like I think it's gonna be better than people think. Like I think it's genuinely gonna be really good. You know, um, yeah. I mean that's all I could really say. And thanks to everybody for joining in on this conversation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys don't like the Human Torch, or if you think he's trash or whatever, just let me know. Maybe you think he's dope too, and you agree that playing aggressive is better. Maybe you think he's dope, but you think playing more defensive and more passive is better. Just let me know.
Sure.
But either way, God bless you guys. Remember, Christ loves gamers, and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Peace, 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 peace. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Peace, 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 peace.
Amazing. Oh yeah, dude, you going crazy.